Rise and shine, it's a brand new day. Ken can take the stage, ready to play. Weekdays at 10, the cars and the scene. Coffee in hand, they're living the dream. Aggression in the voice, got the whole town awake. Bringing fire to the mic, make no mistake. Shows in the corner, spitting out facts. Dropping truth bombs, ain't holding back. Ken in the morning, feel the heat. From 10 a.m. CST, can take a seat. We live and loud, that break in the mud. Light up your speakers, crank up the sound. They're talking about life upside down. Opinions exploding like a sonic blast. In the studio, they're built to last. With passion and grit, they engage and ignite. Every single week, they're a force can't fight. From sports to politics.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good morning. It's a what is today? Today's Thursday? Yeah. Right? Yeah. It's a Thursday. It's football. It's Ken in the morning. Good morning, Fred. He's changed his mind, by the way, has Fred. Yes, he has. He's gonna watch the Prestige Worldwide for halftime now. So, less people watching the Bad Bunny.
Oh.
Yeah, daunting. What you got going on this morning, Ken?
In NFL news, we have hired a new wide receivers coach, which I'm actually quite ecstatic about because we have had the issues with the drop C's for a couple of years now with the same coach. And it still seems to rear its ugly head because even last year, though that it started out great, not many guys were dropping shit. By the end of the year, the shit was back. So we took the wide receivers coach from Penn State.
Okay. Well, the Bears, nothing big there. They might promote from within for OC. The passing game coordinator, Press Taylor, they may just promote him to OC.
I was going to say that wouldn't shock me if that's what they end up doing, because I've noticed, at least with Green Bay and some of the other teams, when you got one of your offensive-minded head coaches and you lose your OC, that usually they're just pulling up in the fucking ranks instead of adding a whole new person. Now, if it's on the opposite side, that's when you see the whole new person.
Oh, it looks like we're getting ready for our next NFLPA versus NFL clash.
Yeah.
NFLPA averse to an 18-game season. Go figure.
Oh. Man,
even though it'll take us 3 preseason games down to 2, right? So they're still playing 20 games. The NFLPA is like, yeah, we really don't like this idea. And look at. I don't blame them. I mean, your feedback.
Hello there, Andrew.
I don't blame them. I mean, because look at, we see what happens as we keep stripping preseason games away. The first week or two of the season just become
looks like crap,
injury prone, trash. I mean, it just doesn't work. Now, look, on the other hand, you guys are making millions of dollars for the most part to play a kid's game, as Joe Burrow would say. So why not just play an 18-game season with 4 preseason games? Suck it up, Cupcake.
Well, it's not even like most of these guys playing the preseason freaking anyway.
Right. But I mean, if we go back to, get rid of or maybe because JB is a big proponent, it's because of they got rid of 2-a-days.
I'm a huge proponent of that too.
Right. So maybe you go to 18 games or 3 preseason games and bring back the 2-a-days and everything else.
I was going to say, shit, you could get rid of the preseason as long as you gave me 2-a-days back for the whole freaking training. Well, not the whole training camp but the majority of it.
Well, I don't think you could get rid of preseason because you got to see what these young kids got, right? Otherwise, you can't judge it just on practice.
Well, if we keep increasing the length of the schedule, does this kind of push more towards the UFL becoming more like the developmental leagues for the other sports?
Yeah, but the
Is
problem is none of these guys on practice squads are playing in the UFL.
well, that's what I'm saying. You might see a little bit of more of a shift towards that, and if you're keep cutting down on this preseason, you're generally going to want somebody that's relatively proven on your roster, and where better place for somebody to be proven than out there in actual games with a different league.
I don't know. Well, they're talking about the roster number. The cap space goes up every year, Fred, but they're talking about the roster number as well. Also,
Oh God.
yeah. There's a rumor mill that Max Crosby is likely to seek a trade.
I don't know how I feel about that, man. Like, yeah, it'd be nice for Max, but shit, with the fire that Clint Kubiak is getting there, I almost get the feeling, and especially if they bring in Jim Schwartz. If they bring in Jim Schwartz, I wouldn't want him to be traded because you might finally get some success for him with the Raiders. But I could also see why, hey, I've wasted enough of my career. I love the team and all of that, but dude, I want to win something.
I mean, it's speculation. There's no word from Max yet, but there's some smoke there. There is some smoke there. The smoke is starting to, because he's mad about how they handled his injury, right? I don't know. But if they were going to trade him, most people think like Jay Glazer was reporting it, and he would think that they would trade him before the draft. As many as 20 teams as many as 20 teams have contacted. About
Dude, can you imagine what the fucking bidding price for that is going to end up being if you got 20 teams just even kicking the tires on that shit? That means you're probably going to have a decent crop of teams that actually get into the bidding war over it. I could see 3 to 5 if you're starting with fucking 20. So are you saying Gino might get his jaw broke again?
I could see him. I don't think Green Bay's out. They don't have the capital to spend because they
not really for a max.
Yeah, they're out. Teams that could be in, the Vikings, if they can do some good math and depending on how they structure the trade, if maybe they throw in like a Jonathan Grenard or something like that to offset.
But man, can you make a trade without a general manager?
Yeah.
I know I was being tongue in cheek with it, damn it.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's just kind of like that one's gonna be a little hard. The Lions could do it, the Bears could do it in the North. Once again, though, I don't know. I think I always tend to think that these trades are straight up for draft picks, especially if they're trying to get the trade done before the draft. They want first rounders, not necessarily a player.
It wouldn't shock me if a player was included with it, but the lion's share, I think, would be the draft picks there.
Draft capital. So yeah, those are two teams in the North. The South, I mean, and he's got a no trade clause, so I mean he has to okay the team. So he probably doesn't want to go to NOLA. He might want to take Carolina could be interesting for him. Atlanta could be interesting. Tampa, but once again, you're talking about Tampa has some money concerns. I mean, they're going to want to send him to the NFC. If you go to the West, Arizona has room, but I don't know if you'd want to go there. Yeah, but that doesn't make a difference, dude. They always find a way to find money for these things. If they really want it, they will find a way.
Crazy Quezzy isn't there to get some extra funds.
No, but the money guy is still there because Quezzy wasn't the money guy, so the money guy is still there. They could figure that out. And then once again, it depends. Like if you send like a Jonathan Grenard in trade, I mean, that frees up 20 million. So you kind of, it's kind of like the Joe Burrow rumor. Like, if think about it, if they could afford to get Joe Burrow, then they can afford to get Max Crosby, right? Um,
Oh God, don't say the fucking Patriots because I can see that shit happening.
that won't happen because the Raiders won't send them there. They don't want to send. Look at you got to figure it this way. The Raiders are going to want to send them to an NFC team first and foremost, and then if it's an AFC team, they're going to be very picky and choosy. Obviously, no one in the AFC West.
You have
No one that they
Tom
think-
Brady as the owner of that. You think he's not gonna, hey, Kraft, if you give me decent draft picks for it, I don't mind. I could see that being the one AFC team that it does
that's what I'm
happen.
saying. Then when you go to AFC teams, there's going to be criteria, and yeah, the relationship I think helps, but that's where Max doesn't really have much of an option there, right? He does and he doesn't. He's got the no trade clause, so that's why I say, look, if you really want out, we're sending you to Chicago, take it or leave it. I mean, so there is going to be some of that. At the end of the day, I think Max Crosby just wants to try to get a ring. I don't think I mean, would it be cool for him to do it in Detroit? Sure. Would he be happy getting a ring in Chicago? Yeah. Would he be happy getting a ring anywhere else? Yeah.
Joe will be here shortly.
The other guy. So, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens with that. But I don't even know. I mean, I think Detroit has a capital. The question is, would Detroit make the move?
Yeah, because we haven't really seen them go after too high of big name free agents. I think the most one that I can think of is the corner that they just got last year.
I mean, look, and if you're whichever team you are, if you're, let's say, the Bears or the Lions or Tampa Bay, let's say, does Max put you over the top? If you're going to spend that much capital, it's got to be a huge impact move for your franchise. Does he put you over the top? Well, if it's Detroit or Chicago, I think the answer is yeah, it kind of puts you over the top a little bit. Like, obviously in this division, it just keeps you competitive, but it definitely changes the dynamic. So it'd be interesting to see. Who? What's the see-through? What the heck is Ivan talking about?
What the fuck?
Yeah. So that was some interesting news. I mean, every year last couple of years has been the Max Crosby, and now it's back. It's like, okay. Also, the Cardinals are going to hire Nathaniel Hackett as their OC.
Yeah. And what's kind of funny is he was supposed to be Halfley's quarterback's coach.
Yeah. That's fine. I mean, I know he's happy for him. It's a promotion. So you always take those.
Well, I got to think, yeah, he's happy for him, but now you got to scramble to get yourself a quarterback's coach when you thought you already had that locked up.
Yeah, I bet that won't be that hard, though. They're like when you get to that kind of stuff, there seems to be a plethora of guys. So, Buffalo, I mean, like, dude, the Bills would be interesting, but once again, I think, like I said, if there's 20 teams, the Raiders are looking to trade the dude in the NFC. They don't want to even have the chance of facing them every year, every other year. They want to minimize their exposure to facing Max Crosby, right? So yeah. Buffalo, man, they're an interesting.
I was gonna say I'd be all for it for them.
Their GM failed up. Their GM failed up. New head coach. I don't know where Buffalo is really sitting in terms of they got trade. They can trade draft picks, obviously. I think they could make the money work. I mean, look at their defense needs something in Buffalo because their defense.
Yeah, they need a pass rush and to finish getting younger at corner because a decent amount of their cornerback room is approaching nursing home age.
Here's the
But
thing,
like
too.
Ivan
Okay,
also said, they massively need that receiver too.
JB, if you haven't gotten it yet, I don't give a shit about cap issues. Just FYI. I'm not being mean or anything. Just FYI. I don't give a shit about cap issues because we haven't learned anything after looking at teams like New Orleans last year.
That
The
should have
cap
been
is-
absolutely screwed and no way to comply with the cap in any way,
Right.
shape, or
And yet-
form.
And then
And
end up with
somehow
30
somehow magically, oh, all the accounting is on the up and up. Man,
and all of a sudden they're like 10, 20 million under the cap.
mm.
So I'm not worried about the cap issues. They figure out a way, dude. It's cap issues. Look, if you're in the window, you figure it out. You figure it out, and you restructure. You do this. You move that. I mean, yeah. I mean, look at. The Raiders should take the best package, but they're going to have there's criterion that go there, right? Like, all right, I want the best package, but I would prefer to not the face max maybe at all for the next year or two. So I want to send them to an NFC team. That'd probably be preferred. And then if the best package isn't with the NFC team, then there's a pecking order, right? Like, okay, maybe it's Buffalo, maybe it's New England, or teams that they're not going to face next year. Definitely not in the division.
Yes,
Dude, they have a pecking order.
Extra draft picks sure make up for that pecking order. And then we have seen in recent years that shit doesn't mean as much as it used to. We're seeing trades even within division between rivals that you never in a million years would have saw that even 10 years ago.
I mean, that's
now
that's,
we're starting to see
trade,
this shit.
though, like where Denver like just grossly overpays, right? Like if Denver gets Max Crosby, it's because while everyone else was offering 2 first-round picks, they were offering 3 plus 2 seconds and a fifth. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to trade in division, they are going to pay almost twice as much as everyone else.
Oh yeah. In division, I can see that the price is going to be astronomically higher.
And then like in terms like in the AFC, you like to minimize your exposure because you just do. But then also you're going to look at like, okay, if I can trade them to either Buffalo or New England or Cleveland, well, Cleveland's giving me the better draft pick this year. So that comes into play too, right? Hey, Snoop Van Poop is in the house this morning. Good morning, Snoop.
What's up?
I still haven't heard back from Woody, man. We've been trying to link up to do a show, and I haven't heard from Woody. It's like we're trying to get a day where all 3 of us can get together. Logistics, man. Logistics.
I was going to say, shouldn't you be good at that shit? Didn't you do
Yeah,
that shit for like 20 years?
Yeah, that's a different type of logistics. That's a whole other type of. I can move bullets and MREs all over the place. Getting people together sometimes, when you all live across country and everyone's trying to answer DMs.
Well, shit. I'll take a whole shit ton of that first
Well,
one.
this is interesting. This dropped about 12 hours ago because we said Vic Fangio was going to retire. Well, guess what?
He's
Not so
coming back?
fast. Hold my coffee. He's coming back for 2026.
Okay. I was gonna say that makes got to make the Philadelphia fans feel a hell of a lot better, because you don't want to be breaking in a new offensive coordinator, and not just new to your team, new as an offensive coordinator in general, on the same time replacing your defensive coordinator who's had so much success.
And also news from yesterday, the Packers do not expect to retain Malik Willis.
It wouldn't shock me, because I wouldn't be surprised if somebody gives him a starting job somewhere. If they don't, then I have hope that we can retain him as a backup. But I do sincerely see somebody giving him a starting job. At least it'd roll the dice.
For the game, because I guess there is a game this weekend. The Patriots will not activate running back Terrell Jennings from the IR for the game this weekend. I don't know if that makes a difference for anyone. So, and the Packers have said they're going to start talking to Tucker Kraft in the near future on an extension deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, I haven't heard too much on Quay Walker's extension because we were talking last year that that's the one deal that they wanted to make sure got done, and they wanted to sign him to an extension. That's why they didn't pick up the 5th-year option. And now it's seeming like Quay's going to be a bit expensive, and this might be a little bit of foreshadowing.
I've heard some talk that he may not come back to Green Bay because of the money and some other issues.
Because he wants north of 10. And I mean, I really do not want to split up him and Edgerrin Cooper. So as long as it's reasonable or relatively reasonable, I want to bring him back. But if he's looking for the Brinks truck, sorry, guy. But hey, I'm freaking happy as shit if we get Tucker Kraft locked up.
Yeah, the cap rooms and the cap dealings, and hopefully we'll start getting some movement here shortly, or some more clarity on a couple things. I mean, it's interesting with the Max Crosby's going to wreck draft boards. If they trade him, draft boards just got wrecked.
Oh, absolutely.
This JB is why I hate doing mock drafts this early. JB wants to do one next Wednesday already. I'm like, no, I refuse to. Just because, for me, it's a waste of time to do it right now. Because until free agency happens, it's a whole different landscape. The landscape completely changes for so many teams because of what they do and don't do during free agency. And for me, it's just way too early. I like to wait at least a week or two after free agency. Then I can get in the mock draft.
I don't like to do mock drafts because everybody that I freaking want, we never fucking get besides the occasional fucking guy. It's like once every 8 years, we'll give Ken the guy he wants.
Like I was right on Caleb in Rome. Outside of that,
Ivan, unfortunately, I think that would make a fuck ton of sense.
Well, and actually, we were talking about him going to Arizona before the better LaFleur got the job in Arizona.
See, you know what? This one's usually for Yinzer, but after that statement, this one's for you, buddy.
What a jag off. What's up, Yinzer? I mean, okay. Ivan's like, no, it's mine. I broke that one. We'll give you some credit, Ivan. But no, I mean, we've talked about that one before. That would make sense. That's one of the teams. Another team would have been Indianapolis because they're probably going to need a quarterback to start the year.
Yeah, but I was going to say, though, I don't know if Malik Willis would want to go to Indy because there could be a quarterback controversy once Daniel Jones is healthy again.
But once again, we think in that term, but I don't think the players necessarily do. He's like, look, if I'm there and I'm killing it, they're not going to take me out. That's the attitude they have. Right?
Malik Willis came out and specifically stated that the only way he wants to leave Green Bay is if it's a guaranteed starting job, and he used those words specifically.
It would be a guaranteed starting job in Indianapolis, and then Mac Jones would have to take the job from him. Mm-hmm. If Mac Jones comes back week 8 and they're 7-1, Mac Jones ain't taking the job back. You know what I'm saying?
Daniel, not Mac.
Whatever. Jones. Daniel, Mac. Yeah, I know the Jones brothers. They're gonna start a little boy band.
Mike.
But I mean, either way though, like your mindset, like, dude, you have to start. He's getting a starting gig, and then let's say the guy comes back week 8 and you're 6-2, or you're 5-3. He's gonna take it back from you. Snoop asked, is Jaquan Brisker going to be in a Bears uniform next season? I think yes. I think Kwani B is back. I think they want to re-sign both starting safeties, and honestly, I think they want there's a couple. I mean, there are a couple guys in the defense they want to resign. That contracts were up or on 1-year deals. Gardner Johnson, I think, is probably gone. If he can find a deal elsewhere, he said he wants to explore it, free agency, which I don't blame him. Dude came in midway through the year, had an impact. But look, he's the backup in Chicago. So he's going to look for a starting gig. But no, I don't think Brisker leaves. They're going to re-sign him. It's going to be a team-friendly-ish deal because if you follow Brisker at all on X, the dude's like not bombastically out there. He's kind of a level-headed kind of dude. He knows he's going to get paid, but he knows he's had injury issues. He had to miss a whole year, and he talked about, on his X page how he had to retrain his whole body. He knows. So I think that the Bears bring Brisker back. They'll bring him back. Gardner Johnson, you can say he was always overrated, but he had an impact last year.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
We're all guessing, Ivan. We're all guessing, but I mean, I'm just telling you from my foxhole, the Bears would want him back because the Bears have no safeties under contract, right? None. They would rather bring him back than test free agency, I think, to find a starter. He's a starter for them, so they're going to want him back. Crap, I'm trying to bring up over the cap, but there we go. He's out there and Kevin Byard. So Byard made 7.3 last year, right? Brisker made 4.2. I think you get Brisker for about $6 million a year. I wouldn't be surprised if he signed somewhere in that area. Byard, I think, will give a hometown discount a little bit as well. The Bears have quite a few free agents. Some are going to be relatively cheap to bring back. Like Jonathan Owens, you can bring him back for about $1 million. Decent backup guy. So they got some cheap options. You can bring Durham Smythe back for cheap. There's some of the guys though they're going to cost a little bit more, but I think they're going to want to bring Byard and Brisker back because Jonathan Owens isn't a starter.
No.
And you're going to have to spend $6-7 million for a starting safety anyway, right? So I mean, you might as well spend it on your product that you drafted. I can see them. Nahshon Wright's going to be interesting too. Nahshon Wright's going to cost. Now Nahshon Wright's going to cost a little bit, but I think they'd bring Nahshon. I don't think he's going to get like a massive deal because he said, from practice squad to one really good year does not equate bring Struck. But I think they'll get him on a deal too. They're not trading. I think they trade Jalen and bring back Nahshon and Gardner Johnson. Yeah, I'm going to disagree with that. I don't think they're trading Johnson. They're not trading Jalen Johnson away. He's a shutdown corner. They're not going to trade him away. And the dead cap would be about $18 million dead cap. Now the Bears got some restructuring they can do too. Like they can save almost $17 million on DJ Moore. Really, he's the biggest one. About $10 million on Montez Sweat. Jalen they can restructure again, save another $7 million. Tooney 7.6. So they got money they can move around too. Yeah, Jalen's cap hits stupid ads on over the cap. Jalen's cap hits $24.5 million this year. Unless they restructure it, of course. But they're not trying to move him. DJ Moore has the biggest cap number this year, 28.5. Now you want to talk about a guy who can get traded. That's the worst. Some fans are saying, "Oh, DJ's gonna get traded. DJ's gonna get traded." I don't know why why so many Bears fans hate on DJ Moore so much. The dude does so much for this team in so many different categories. It's
I got a feeling it has a lot to do with him walking off the field and then the last play of the game.
2 years ago.
And then the last play of the game there.
But once again, though, even the quarterback took the hit. I mean, like Caleb even said, it's like DJ ran the route he was supposed to run. I wanted him to go flat, but he ran the route he was supposed to run. It was a miscommunication between us. That's something we have to work on. That is not because DJ did something wrong. DJ ran the route he was supposed to run.
A lot of people were calling to question his effort with how he was running through that route.
Whatever. That's not why you trade the guy.
Mm.
You know, isn't it funny though? The dude is the dagger for both Packer games, and then you get to the Rams game. Oh, we got to trade him, dude. He was the dagger that killed the Packers twice. Oh, the Rams game, dude. Come on.
But for some Super Bowl news,
Oh,
apparently between the NFL and Fanatics, Patriots jerseys are completely out of stock, and people are losing their minds because of them not letting anybody else sell these jerseys and all that. What I want to know is, did all the Chiefs fans go out and buy some Patriots jerseys again? Because that's a hell of a lot to have right before the Super Bowl. I could see, during the season and as it's progressing, more people buying it because they're being more successful. But you waited all the way until right before the Super Bowl? That sounds a little suspect to me.
And look, I'm not a big fan of Fanatics. Now Fanatics makes a lot of the NHL jerseys, and I got my Connor Bedard, and it's a Fanatics sweater. And you know what? The Reebok is still the nicest sweater. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Fanatics. Fanatics for the fan, but we're gonna jack
bullshit.
We're gonna jack the prices up so high the fans can't get shit unless they got a loan on their home. I mean, I'm sorry, Fanatics is not for the fans. This is why we'll probably never ever be sponsored by Fanatics.
Oh, absolutely not.
I mean, dude, they're just like Fanatics are just like the worst company for fans.
Mm-hmm.
They overprice the jerseys, the overpriced autos.
The signatures are just fucking insane.
Yeah,
there's a lot of guys I'd love to get, but since they're signed with Fanatics, that shit's so outrageous. Even if I have the money on me at that point, I refuse to get it out of principle.
Yeah, I mean, just like they're just like I would love to have a Caleb or a Rome signed helmet, but before they even played it down, they were charging $450 for a mini. Like, dude, I can go get an Urlacher with inscriptions. I can go get a Peyton Manning with inscription for that much. Like, no, they just jack up prices. Look how much Brady costs. Look how much every guy who signs with them costs. So much more money than everyone else to get their jerseys, their signatures, anything. They're not for the fans. They're a corporate greed company is what they are. Like when Reebok made the NFL jerseys, first off, the Reebok jerseys were freaking phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I bought a shit ton of the on the field Reebok jerseys there.
They were great.
Since they switched to Nike, I bought literally one, and after that, I just get the replica shit
because almost feels like cardboard, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it at all. It doesn't feel it's almost like they change sizes with it too. Well, now the material stretches. I don't want it fucking stretching. I'm not over here trying to fucking act like I'm in the Middle Ages as a woman wearing a fucking corset.
So like with the hockey jerseys, like the same size jersey, the Fanatics one is actually smaller than the Reeboks or the Adidas. And it's just like, yeah, I mean, Fanatics just sucks. And what they do is they short the jerseys so they can create a demand to now extract more money from fans. Fanatics is not for the fans. They're not. Mm-hmm. I've never seen the Fanatics do anything for the fans besides jack up prices.
Mm-hmm. And make sure they sign absolutely fucking every fucking athlete. So it's all got to go through them.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I refuse to buy. I mean, if I get a Caleb or a Rome, I'm going to get from second market where I'm going to get a lot cheaper than what Fanatics sold it for. Fanatics is just they won $1,500 last year for a signed Caleb Williams jersey, just his signature. Like, dude, that's Brady prices. Are you a little cheaper than Brady, but still.
That's insane.
And it's just like, yeah. Well, Brady hates the sign though too, but I mean, Ray Lewis does the whole sign experience thing, but at least you get to have dinner with him, right? But like, it's just, yeah, I'm sick of Fanatics. Let me go back to
My
Ivan's other comment here, going back to football
God.
before I get mad about Fanatics. Oh crap, my mouse is acting up today. There we go. That makes sense, Ivan. What you're saying.
Now you see why he wants to trade him.
However, he was coming back to it. I think you'd get more than a fourth rounder for DJ. I think you'd probably get more than a fourth rounder. Because he's a legit number one. And there are a couple teams that'll pay a little bit more for legit number one. But you're right, with Luther Burden being as good as he is and Rome being as good as he is. However, it's kind of like one of those like luxury picks, right? If you can keep them, you keep them. Because if you look at the offense this year, and dude, remember, Rome, these guys are all, that entire receiving core has got 4 more years of contract time left. Well, 3 for Rome.
And they might be fucking trying to keep DJ because, yeah, Luther Burden looked pretty damn good this year.
You got to protect against sophomore slump.
Not even just the sophomore slumps. How many times have we seen guys come out, lighted up their rookie year, and just poof?
So that's what I'm saying. You've got a receiving core that's under contract for at least 3 years. 2 years until you have to do an extension with Rome, really. But 3 years of contract time minimum with all 3 of these guys. And you're entering your window, so to speak. So, you know, it'll be interesting. He's still a wide receiver 1. I think they'll look at the Bears have 3 wide receiver 1s on their team in theory. They don't all play wide receiver 1, but they all have the body type to be a wide receiver 1. Rome could be a wide receiver 1. There's no doubt. I don't think anyone will debate that.
No, oh yeah, Rome. I'll give you that 1,000%.
Luther's got about the same body frame as you know. So we'll see how he progresses.
I was going to say he's got to be involved a lot more heavily in that offense for me to even entertain that.
He's got the potential to be a wide receiver 1.
Okay, I'll give you potential.
But yeah, if you're the Bears, I don't think you don't trade him unless it's like you're getting Max Crosby. Then you trade him. Ooh, hello, Vegas, you listening? I think you could do that, but I mean, if you don't have to trade any of these receivers, same thing with your tight end situation. You got this tight end room locked up for another year or 2. So you're probably not making any moves because you don't have to, unless you're really strapped for cash. Or it's the only way you're going to make a move for a guy like Max Crosby, right? So, yeah. No, dude, he's a lot better than that, dude. I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit there and take the hate for DJ there, because I'm calling that hate for DJ. He's been a wide receiver 1 his entire career, and he's got the numbers pretty much to prove it.
Well, I mean, Cooper Kupp was a wide receiver 1 for every bit of his career except for the past couple of years.
Yeah, so I mean, I look at he was still the dagger. Just the Bears, his numbers aren't so big because the Bears have so many people to throw to now. The dude still makes some catches. He still does a lot of things, and he does a lot of the intangibles too. But DJ Moore, like I said, I don't think the Bears trade him unless they get to a point where they have to do something and there's nothing else they can do. And whatever move they would make to trade him, like right now, trading for a 4th rounder makes no sense. Is a 4th rounder going to be as productive as DJ Moore? Probably not. In fact, I'd argue no. So why would you degrade your team right now? Like if you're getting rid of DJ Moore, it's because you're going to upgrade your team somehow. Trading him for a 4th round pick doesn't upgrade your team.
Not necessarily. that it's the fucking whole thing of the mystery box, because we have seen fourth rounders come out and be absolute
Okay,
barn
but
burners.
you've got DJ Moore now, and he's under contract for 3 years. Do you take the risk on a 4th round pick?
The allure of the mystery box. There could even be a DJ Moore in there.
There could be a DJ Moore in there, but I could just get him with my own 4th round pick. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't have to move him. Now, if I can move him as part of, let's say, a package to get Max Crosby, okay, that makes sense, because now I'm not only am I getting Max Crosby, I'm feeling a huge need on defense, right? And I've improved my team in getting rid of DJ Moore. But if I'm going to get rid of DJ Moore, I'm sorry, I'm not going to just get rid of him for a 4th round pick unless I don't have to, unless the money situation becomes such like I have no other choice. And the Bears have options. Might get, I'm not trading DJ Moore, and I might get. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trading him on a hope and a prayer when I don't have to.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but we see general managers all the time do shit like that for the allure of the mystery box.
Yeah, but we don't see Ryan Poles doing that either. He's a take care of his guys kind of guy. We've already seen that. He's proven it. I'm sorry, I don't think they're trading DJ Moore for a 4th round pick on the, well, maybe we can get a good linebacker. No. You've got a solid receiving core. You're not going to break that up and change the dynamic on the hope and prayer that there might be a good linebacker in the 4th round when you've got a 4th round pick. I think you get rid of DJ Moore if you have to clear out cap space, or you can use him to get a guy like Max Crosby, maybe.
Or you just straight up trade him for the linebacker.
Yeah, I don't think you're trading DJ Moore for a 4th round pick anyway. That's just no.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's another huge part of it, is that you're gonna get that rookie deal to where it's gonna drastically drop down your cap.
Was it 3 years of a rookie deal for a 4th rounder?
No, it's 4.
Well,
it just doesn't have the 5th year option.
Yeah, I know, but it's really 3, and then you got to renegotiate after the 3rd year. Usually, I mean,
Hey, good almost afternoon.
But I'm sorry, I'm not taking a 4th rounder for DJ. I'm just not. 3rd rounder, I think they'd want to get more for that if they're to make that move, because DJ does a lot more than just catch the ball for that Bears offense. So I don't know. I just don't think that's going to happen. I know teams. I know teams like Ivan's team in the division would like to see that happen. Yeah, I would. I'm telling you, I wouldn't. So this is just a you would, I wouldn't scenario. And I respect that you would. I'm just telling you why I wouldn't. And I wouldn't take a 4th rounder for him. I'd want a lot more than a 4th rounder for him.
Okay.
I want more value to my team than just a 4th round pick for a guy who is being number 1, and at least almost half the teams probably in the league. It definitely would upgrade almost anyone's wide receiving core. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say they definitely got some room to work here a little bit, and that team does need some help. If I'm them, I'm investing most of my capital into that offensive line.
Yeah, and the Bears have 57 on the 53 right now. Obviously, that includes your futures contract guys. So I mean, they've got, and actually some of those also include the void yards, like Shoika and Ryan Bates were both free agents. Like I said, DJ Moore, like I said, he's a piece that, and if you move him, that team's got to eat a ton of cap. Let me see if you trade him before the draft, taking $12 million in dead cap. You're gaining $16 million, but you're taking $12 million in dead cap. Look, I know they'll take dead cap. Jalen Johnson, by the way, would be $18 million in dead cap. So that's the other team the other guy Ivan wants the Bears to trade. Ivan wants the Bears to trade all the good guys, right? The big money guy. I get it. I just don't see those happen, man. I just don't see those happen. Unless they're part of a deal like maybe we were getting a Max Crosby or something like that. Or if there's, some other X factor that I'm not seeing and maybe Ivan's not seeing because we don't know what the hell Ryan's, what Poles has cooking. I don't know. Or what any GM does because these guys always have something little thing cooking. I mean, look at trading DJ is interesting, but I think you got to get the right pieces. You got to improve your team because DJ Moore is still a value add for this Bears roster. He's value added because he does more than just catch the ball. His blocking, his leadership, some of those other intangibles. I just don't see him trading him just to get a 4th-round pick to develop under Ben Johnson.
What's up there, Isaac?
What's up, man?
What's going on, fellas?
Well, Isaac, you happened to come in at a perfect time. I just saw about Joe Flacco has come out and gone after some of the rules protecting the quarterbacks. He's trying to put out there that he would like that the landing with your body weight on the quarterback, and if you get like a slap to the helmet as a quarterback, that those should not be penalties.
I agree with him. I mean, like, you're taking away football from being football. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, they know what they signed up for, all these NFL players. They know the contact's coming. You get
Part of
paid.
the Yep, exactly.
You get paid millions of dollars, some of them multi-million dollars to play this sport. You know what you signed up for. And, it's just a travesty. They come up with a rule every year or every single like meeting or whichever of defensive players getting penalized for playing football. You know what I mean? And all these offensive players, they get away with murder. You know what I mean? And the defense can't even play defense anymore. Like, I mean, part of the reason why Clay Matthews left the NFL was because of this rule. He gets his sacks in.
I was gonna say shit. We saw 3-4 sacks in a row where they called roughing the passer, and there's literally none of his weight on the guy. Like, what do you want me to do now?
Yeah, especially that Kirk Cousins one where he sacked. When Green Bay basically, it was like week 2 or something.
Sack on Love. They gave Booker and the funny thing with that one is Booker tried to get his body weight off of Love, and they threw the flag for 15. So I love that he came out and said that because how many times have we seen a game, whether it be our team or not, and a guy gets a legit clean sack that all of a sudden went from being a 10-yard loss to a 15-yard gain because body weight on the quarterback. What a bullshit rule.
Now, I can agree with, the not driving the quarterback into the ground type of shit, but landing with your body weight on them.
Wait, why? We can drive receivers back. Hell, we can pile drive fucking receivers. Pardon my French. We can body slam running backs. I mean, everyone else when they get hit, you see some of these guys. The receiver in the middle gets high load all the time. These guys get laid out, and yet.
Yeah, I think the NFL
quarterback, you gotta have the white gloves. I mean, come on.
I think the NFL rule committee needs to take a basic physics test. You know what I mean? You can't stop. You can't stop someone running. You know what I mean? At least like 12 miles per hour. You know what I mean? And come to a complete stop landing on somebody. You know what I mean? Like it's not their fault that sometimes they land on the quarterback. It's just they're trying to get there in a rush before these. Big blockers stop them. You know what I mean?
And you only get like 2 or 3 seconds before the guy gets rid of the ball, so you're going as fast as you can to get to the guy because before the ball gets out. I mean, and you look at the Marty. I always call Austin Booker Marty Booker. You look at the Booker sack on Jordan Love, right? It was obvious he extended his left arm to keep his body weight off him, yet they flagged him. Well, now if you get rid of this rule, you get rid of that. Because Booker even tried to make sure his whole body weight wasn't on it, right? And they still flagged him. So it's like, I mean, it's not reviewable. It's completely subjective, and because the the umpire or the referee is maybe on the other side of that tackle. He doesn't see the arm. There's no recourse, and it's just a stupid rule. I mean, they need to get rid of that body weight thing. The driving them, well, tackle's a tackle, right?
Yeah, I'm not talking about a regular tackle. I'm talking about one of those where you can see that you're trying to intentionally fucking break the guy.
Yeah. Like, I kind of understand,
Yeah.
one thing that they did get rid of that I agree with is the hip drop tackle because it has injured a lot of
Marty
people.
Booker was. See, if you remember, Marty Booker was a wide receiver for the Chicago Bears. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
We've been a
fucking
fan of a
great.
team long enough. You start, you get the same last. You get players with the same last names of other players that had been on your team for a long time, and you're so used to saying one that, it's always been Marty Booker. Oh wait, now it's Austin Booker. That's
but yeah, but the hip drop tackle, I agree with. You know what I mean? But they don't know really how to call that because
well, no, they
when
do.
Miles Garrett, well,
They do,
actually,
Isaac. They don't call it during the game normally.
yeah, right. They call it outside the game, right? But
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
That's what they do. They fine them. What they've done for the most part. I think about 90% of the hip drop tackles that have been fines after the game, because it's such a complex tackle. They say that it's really, really hard to call it live, and it's usually when they see it when the NFL reviews games. That's when you see it every week. So
they called it on
$10,000 for hip drop. I mean. But the hip drop tackles have gone down in the league since they started the rule. Calling it live, I've only seen it called live like maybe twice.
Yeah, once on Micah,
Right.
and then look, Micah did the same hip drop tackle that Miles Garrett did when he had his 5 sacks, and they still counted it. They didn't even call a penalty on that. When Miles Garrett did and I can even show the video. I've sent it to some of our chats.
Right, but Isaac,
the same exact tackle.
Isaac, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
But like I said, he probably got fined for it. They're still going to count the tackle, but like I said, with about 90% or more, actually probably more than 90%, probably about 98% of the hip drop tackles have all been called after the fact via the fine method versus flags on the field because it's such a hard. There's so many moving pieces, I guess, to the hip drop. Unless it's really obvious in real time, you never see a flag for it. It's always a fine after. And since they've started fining players for it, the occurrence of that tackle has dropped significantly.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree because, you don't really want to take out the star quarterback that kind of draws the revenue in this league. You know what I mean?
Or the running back or the wide receiver.
Well, yes, but the quarterback's on a totally different level.
Yeah, quarterbacks get paid
it's pretty
way
much
more.
you got quarterback here and the rest of the NFL's here.
Right, but the goal of stopping the hip drop is to stop ending careers because of it. And it's working. But with these quarterback hits, like the full body rule they got to get rid of. It's just that it's a stupid rule. It's not even applied even close to equally. It's so we've seen
I think
games all year where it's like, dude, really? A 10-yard loss just became a 50-yard game because he put his body weight on the guy when he as part of the tackle. That's just part of the game. When the guy tackles a running back and his full body weight's on it, you don't give him a flag, or the wide receiver, or the tight end, or anyone else on the field.
I think the other thing they need to do is increase the physicality with corners. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty sad now these days. You barely touch a wide receiver going on a route. It's a flag for, defensive pass interference.
I am 1,000% with you on that, Isaac.
Yeah. Get back to the days.
PI flags for offensive pass interference because some of these receivers get away with freaking murder.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They're coming up with a rule every year to punish the defenses, and they don't really come up with anything for offenses. Offenses could basically just rape a guy out there, and still it gets a flag towards the defense.
And they're not even a Dolphin.
And some of these plays, what's the flag? Let's say your tight end blocks a guy to make your wide receiver get free, right? Whatever that flag is. They called Cole Kmet for one last year, and Cole Kmet was literally standing there. The defender ran into Cole Kmet Cole didn't initiate contact. He was standing there. The defensive player ran into him, and they threw the flag on Komet. You're looking like the dude was literally just standing there. The defender runs into him, and that's
Yeah,
a
but
penalty on Cole
I
for
was
not
gonna
moving out of his way.
yeah, I think that's more impeding the other guy.
The dude was standing
That's
there.
separate.
It's not on. He shouldn't. I'm sorry. Do I have to move to let the defender get to you? No.
Yes,
Now,
but
the
you
same
can't
thing is-
purposely set up a pick.
It doesn't matter. The dude is the guy. Look at
Actually,
if the
you can
offensive
on the
player
1
does
yard
not
line.
Initiate contact.
Mhm.
If the offensive player is not the one who initiates contact, but the defensive player does by running into him, that's not on the offensive player. That's on the defender for running into him. I mean, he was literally standing there, not moving, like a statue.
Yeah, that literally happened to Romeo Dobbs too. Like Romeo Dobbs, he run crossing pattern, and the defender, he got faked out and tried to impede Romeo Dobbs' route, and but he was just trying to run it, and then he went to stop to not run into the defender, and the defender runs into him, and then all of a sudden it's a flag on on Green Bay. I was like,
Yeah.
fucking, come on, dude.
That makes no sense, man.
Yeah,
Like, I'm supposed to let you have a free hit on whoever or what? I mean, no.
right.
I mean, the NFL with some of these rules, the rules committees, man, they need to look at some of it because it's negatively impacting the game in such a way. Because here's the thing: not only is that a dumb call, but it's not evenly called.
Yeah.
Because then you get plays where the guy straight up does pick him and initiates contact, and they don't call it. And the other time, the guy's standing there waiting, like, that's where he stopped to receive the ball. His route was go here, stop, wait for ball. Defender runs into him up, you get penalized for that. But then you get another play where the guy runs him over like a Mack truck, initiates contact, no flag.
Mhm. Yeah, like you know what? For my thought on the defensive player, defensive, PI, whatever. What you call it? They need to go to the college rules on that. College rules, they don't give you the spot of the ball. They give you like automatic 15 yards, automatic 10 yards. They don't give you like it's like say if you throw an 80-yard bomb in the NFL, someone like kind of nudges you.
Yes, but I can also see the inverse of that too. Of well, this guy's totally fucking beat me, and that's going to be a touchdown. Instead of it being a spot foul, I'm only going to give up 10, 15 yards for this. Oh, shit.
Well, hey, why don't we just go to the NCAA rules for receiving? Like 1 foot in, good. Or, I mean, the receiving rules, we have to take 2 steps down, take 2 feet down with 3 steps and a football, this, that, do your taxes, and then it's a reset. No. Like, go to the college rules, man. Like, how is a running back breaks the plane? It's a touchdown. A receiver catches the ball in the end zone, gets 2 feet down. Oh, but he didn't, and then fumbles the ball after 2 feet were down. Oh, but he didn't do a football move and take 3 steps. No, like the play's over, right?
Yeah.
But not in the NFL. Oh no, you have to do all this extra shit. Like, dude, go the NCAA receiving rules even.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because spot fouls are becoming egregious. You know what I mean? In the NFL, like you could be winning the game, right? You know what I mean? You could be winning the game in the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden, a barely small contact caused a fucking 60-yard defensive pass interference. You know what I mean?
My thing is when you got these quarterbacks that are intentionally underthrowing the balls to draw the foul.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are for sure. And
that to me should be a penalty, but that's going to be hard to prove.
Look at all the other little ticky-tack fouls at 3rd down. All of a sudden you get a ticky-tack. The guy barely breathed on a guy 15 yards. Like, or like the quarterback intentionally throws it there because he just knows he's going to get a foul. I mean, it's like.
I think there's a strategy to that.
And what I want to know, what the hell ever happened with the neutral zone infraction, that if you got in that neutral zone, as long as you didn't cross the other side and you got back in time, that didn't count as a penalty. We're not seeing that get pulled over anymore.
Because the offensive linemen jump up and start pointing out, so they have to call it.
Yeah.
And on that note, we're out of time, guys, so we're going to let JB go next. We can talk about this more, especially if Isaac gets here earlier tomorrow. And
hard with kids.
And everyone try to stay warm. It got a little chilly out today. So try to stay warm. Have a great Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow. I guess we can talk a little bit about the game tomorrow. There is a game Sunday.
I mean, we probably should.
Supposedly.
Seeing as how we're a football show.
We'll see you all tomorrow.